Hey everyone, welcome to the Checker Chat. I'm Justin.
I'm Blake.
And we are here after the first points paying race at North Wilkesboro since
a
long before we were born.
Yeah. Since the golden age of NASCAR.
Yeah. There was someone posted, was like, here's how old I was. And I was like,
I wasn't even thought of.
I was like, when was the last points paying race? I should remember it because they probably said it 300 times in the broadcast.
I mean, they definitely did.
I just
feel like.
cannot remember. But yeah, no, great short track racing. And someone remembered how to drive a car, I guess. You know.
It was 1996.
1996. So yeah, 2 years before I was born.
4 years before I was born.
So yeah, been 20 years since, or no,
30.
30 years. Sorry.
Math is not our strong suit, apparently.
It's not. We have a NASCAR podcast, and yeah, we don't do the add-ins and the subtractions. I purposely said that weird. But anyways, yeah, great weekend all around. Blake was out at IndyCar in Nashville.
Yeah.
So he was a part of one rescheduled race in the past week and then one severely delayed. Yeah.
Yeah, so funny enough, that was the first IndyCar race to be ran on a Monday since 2018.
Wow. That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
It's the one you go to. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, tell us a little bit about that. Tell us how the other side lives.
So, which is going to be a good comparison. I've been to Nashville for a cup race, and now I've been to Nashville for IndyCar. Nashville itself, really good facility. I do enjoy my time there. However, that is hands down the hottest racetrack you'll ever go to. It is a concrete track, and there is little to no shade availability other than like under certain parts of the grandstands. Yeah. But IndyCar itself is a fantastic experience. I would definitely recommend at least giving it a shot and watching it on TV at some point. This is my first year deeply being into IndyCar. I always grew up watching the Indy 500 every year, but that was one and done every year. Didn't keep up with it past that, but it's very competitive. It's also watching them in person is really different than TV because how fast they're going on TV. They show you. They have really cool camera angles and different stuff. But to see a car go into the turn at 200 miles an hour at Nashville and run, I don't know, I think the fastest lap of the race was a 195 mile per hour average.
That's crazy.
Pole speed was 197, and that was over 2 laps.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so wildly different.
Yeah.
The way that they get runs there is, I mean, it feels like Atlanta.
Yeah.
Because on one of the restarts, I think from the start-finish line to the backstretch, Joseph Newgarden made up 4 or 5 positions. He went 3 wide immediately, cleared them, went to the outside, and passed 2 more.
Dang.
And then, so it was 5 because then on the backstretch, he ducked to the bottom. But yeah, it was a great race. Alex Palou won, of course. Not mad at it. I do wish Newgarden could have won. Malukas also almost won, and that was a crazy turn of events for him because in first practice Saturday, he wrecked, got into the wall. His knees knocked the steering wheel completely off. He went to the hospital. They had Connor Daly on standby potentially to qualify the car if the car was ready because they still hadn't heard about if Malukas was going to be cleared to run this weekend or not. He did come back, He set a very good practice time. I know he was towards the top, but I don't remember if he topped the practice charts. Then started dead last and finished third.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, to go from into the wall to the hospital to finishing third is wild.
Yeah. And like, it's a lot. I mean, I would say it's comparable to NASCAR, like starting at the back and somehow finishing in the top 5.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think there's 25 or 26 cars, IndyCar, so less cars, but I mean,
yeah,
there's nowhere to hide in that. Like, if your car is slower and you're at the back and you can't get the runs, like, as fast as those laps are. I mean, I looked up at one point and it was crazy how fast, like, 5-10 laps just fly by.
Yeah, because they run, like, the average, what's the average amount of laps on a oval?
So the schedule distance for this race was 300. They knocked it down to 225 once it had to be ran in the complete heat of the day on Monday because there was a severe heat index. I think it got to be like 102 or 105
Good
feel
Lord.
out there.
Yeah.
It kind of depends on the size of the oval, but I feel like usually in the 200 to 300 lap range.
Yeah. Okay.
Because they race at Worldwide Technology in St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
I think, and then they race Phoenix. I was trying to think of the tracks that we
run. Yeah.
run. I want to say off the top of my head, St. Pete, because of the trucks, was a crossover this year. Phoenix was a crossover. Both run at Nashville, both run at Worldwide, both run at Indy. I think those are the 5 tracks that.
Okay. That has the crossover.
Yeah. And Indy, I mean, they touched 240, 242 miles an hour at Indy. And I think we're probably doing good to hit 190.
Yeah. Yeah. Put more horsepower back in the car, please.
I could not imagine going 240 miles an hour and then it's like, turn.
Yeah. Yeah, literally.
But big shout out to John, the motorsports enthusiast.
Yeah.
And his whole crew. It was funny. So we all like made a circle when the rain started and just migrated where the circle went. And then when the rain stopped, we like went out into the fan zone. We ended up just sitting underneath the bleachers playing Heads Up. Like somebody had it on their phone.
Yeah.
And we would just pass it around in the circle. And it was so funny because we're sitting there like acting it out, giving hints. And some of the people just randomly walking by are like, it's blah, blah, blah. And we're like, yeah, actually it is. And like we had a couple different people like walk up and like, care if we get in on this? I'm like,
that's funny.
Let's run it.
That's funny.
Yeah. Great time.
Yeah. Sounds like it was fun.
Definitely already trying to go back next year, have that planned out.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't mind going.
I want to go to the Indy 500 next year.
That'd be freaking awesome.
Yeah.
That would be. I guess outside of NASCAR, while we're in our outside of NASCAR bit, congrats to Spain for winning the World Cup. That was this past Sunday. Yeah. It was.
Woo.
Yeah.
I knew nothing about it, but there was a big watch party at the IndyCar race.
Yeah.
There were a lot of Spain and Argentina jerseys present.
Yeah.
Everybody had it up on their phone. They had TVs playing it. That ultimately, they held the start of the race for finishing the World Cup because it was supposed to literally, like, weather permitting, it was going to be like they finish up the World Cup and then they're like, now welcome to Nashville. Here's IndyCar. Didn't work like that, obviously. But
yeah, no. Congrats to Spain. Argentina really showed their ass at the end of it.
Yeah,
that was interesting.
I was kind of I saw that and I was very glad they lost. I had no dog in the fight.
Yeah, Argentina as a country, I don't really care for. Nothing to do with the people of Argentina.
Just the soccer people.
No, well,
I
not
was
even
just
that.
kidding.
Not even that. There's a whole story. If you don't know about it, you should definitely look into it. There's just a whole extreme story of their government basically trying to whitewash their population, which is wild. And then also their players, like, just they just play really dirty. That's the only way I can describe it.
Yeah.
But yeah, congrats to Spain. You know, Messi was given the opportunity to destroy the threat at a very young age, and he did not do that. He should have learned from Harry Potter, Lion King, all of that stuff. Star Wars,
Borderline.
yeah, borderline. But yeah, no, congrats to Spain. I was happy with that outcome for sure. And yeah, so ready to get into some actual NASCAR talk.
Yeah.
Cool beans. Okay, so news this week. Joe Gibbs Racing re-signs words are hard. Taylor Gray.
Yay.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt. Nick Sanchez is in the Spire truck this weekend at IRP.
Yeah, and then he'll be in the 87 for the O'Reilly's race also, I believe.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I wasn't sure about that.
He definitely, like, not to harp on it or spend too much time, but like he has the talent to be in a car.
Yes, 100%. MBM truck team tease that they're joining Ram.
Yeah, they posted that they have the body now.
Yeah.
So I guess they'll be I guess Ram is expanding next year in the truck series.
I mean, it makes sense.
Low key, I feel like that Ram coming in and like slowly expanding teams is just probably going to be the end of Ford in NASCAR.
Ooh.
They're kind of, I mean, they have like one or two O'Reilly cars every week.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Are we going to see that, or are we going to see like where, like, if you run truck, you're a Ram if you were a Ford, and then in O'Reilly you don't see Ram but you see Ford. But also our O'Reilly already only has like 2 Fords every week in the field,
like max.
Yeah. And
I don't know, it's a weird spot for Ford right now because cup wise they haven't lost any.
Yeah.
But like O'Reilly's, they're pretty much gone.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean,
I don't know. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, definitely. Front Row Motorsports re-signs Todd Gilliland, the Todd father, as he's been coined online with his Cinderella run on the bracket. When it got down to the final, it was like the day after the final 4 were decided. I was like, let me go on Prize Picks. Let's see what the multiplier is for him to win. And I put like $1 on it. And if he wins, I mean, I get like $26, but
I mean, it's still 26x.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
Which it'll be 26 just put back into probably losing all of
it
on there, honestly. But and then also I didn't put this on the notes, but it sounds like Front Row is trying to work something out with Noah Gragson.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I personally, I don't know why. Because I just feel like they need to be a 2-car team. I don't feel like they put any emphasis or any effort into the 4-car.
Yeah.
And it's not because I think that Gragson is like more talented than Gilliland or Smith, but it's just like, how do you have 2 cars that consistently run good and are top 15, even top 10 threats at times, and then you have one that's like in a dogfight with Cody Ware to stay on the lead lap?
Literally. Yeah.
So I'm assuming with that rumor coming out that RCR is going to make the very boring, unpopular choice to just put Austin Hill. I mean, just literally to be lazy and put Austin Hill in the car.
No, 100%. I heard I guess this is an interesting talking point around RCR. Do you think that RCR will ever be competitive again?
In order for them to be competitive again, Richard has to give up the majority and let Austin Dillon run it, and Austin Dillon needs to step out of the car.
Yeah, that was 100% the thought I had too.
Because, and it's not anything against Austin Dillon's driving abilities or Richard Childress's abilities to run a team, because obviously neither of them are bad. They've both had success.
Yeah.
But during rain delays, I talked with John and I talked with other people in the group there, and it just right now Toyota's success, I feel, is in their collaboration and not being stuck in the old ways and the old school like feel of like how you run a team. And the teams that are hindered the most right now are the teams that, to me, are not really collaborating and are still stuck in their old ways.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean,
insert Richard Childress Racing.
Yeah. And I don't know. I mean, it's not a good look when you lose a talent like Reddick before he was able to bloom and show his colors, and then you let Jesse Love walk out the door before he even makes it to Cup.
I mean, literally.
But it's so weird because I think with how good that they are in the O'Reilly series, not right now, really, they're kind of on like a dip.
Down year.
Yeah, but you can still do stuff with those cars old school wise. Like you still have setups, you still build the car in house, like all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And they have success with that. They do not have success with the Cup car. So to me, that's just, I don't think they're competitive until like Austin steps up into a leadership role and kind of calls the shots a little more.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that was kind of the thought I had.
Because he was able to talk Kyle Busch into coming to RCR. So, like, he's obviously going to be able to, through his different, I guess, like, relationships in the garage with his fellow competitors and stuff, like, he'll be able to get talent to RCR. I feel like it's just going to be him getting into leadership.
Yeah, definitely. So while we're on the topic of re-signings, Justin Allgaier is re-signed at JRM. He's going nowhere.
Good.
And
it would be easy, though, I do feel like, to just lay down the butt whooping he is on the field this year and then win the championship and ride off into the sunset. But then it's also like, if I was him, I'd want to stay too, because it feels like he's hit another peak of his career. Like he's not fallen off. He's arguably getting better. So like just ride it out until you feel like you can't do it anymore.
I mean, I really do feel like the past 3 years have been like the best of his career.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly. I mean, you got him winning the championship in 24. He was obviously a championship contender in 25.
Yeah.
And then this year he's, he was locked in before Atlanta, right?
I believe so. I know for a fact that I think he locked up the regular season championship at Atlanta already.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So like you have, I mean, let's be real, like he has such a far lead already in the points. Like
they're going to reset, but he'll still have an advantage. And the way he's been running this year,
I don't see how the championship, if it's literally, it's his to lose.
Yeah, 100%.
So this is a little update on the Carson Hocevar shirt trade-in in Atlanta. I don't think we talked, this was out when we recorded last week.
I don't think it was.
This was interesting. There was a breakdown by one of his crew members of all the shirts that were turned in. And the top traded in shirt was none other than your most popular driver, Chase Elliott, with 20 shirts turned in. I don't know what else tells you that Carson Hocevar is going to be the next.
Oh, 100%.
Like this year, Kyle Busch, please, like for the love of
I don't
God.
see a world in which that doesn't happen.
Yeah. And then next year, the reins go to Hocevar.
Yeah.
Honestly. And then the last thing I have on news, this was actually just put out like we started recording like what 20 minutes ago, 25 minutes ago. I saw this probably 26 minutes ago.
Yeah.
NASCAR is officially implementing a 50-minute practice starting at New Hampshire.
And it's like there's no more Group A, Group B. It's all cars at once for 50 minutes. That's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, I agree.
And then a couple other things. Bowman Gray is going to host a Kyle Busch Invitational in August. It'll be like legend cars and bandoleros.
Cool.
And then let me find. I had it. Okay. So NASCAR 26, there's been a few new developments in. It'll release September 15th for early access and September 18th if you just buy the game with no early access or don't get the like premium edition or whatever. Yeah. And then I'm very glad what they've done, and they said it, and I think everybody was like, I hope that's what you're doing. So 25 was kind of a bare bones game. Like it was fun.
Mm-hmm.
But it was relatively bare bones. All they were trying to do was make a solid baseline, so then each year they can add new things to that solid baseline. So things that they're adding this year are going to be dynamic tracks. So when you start the weekend, the track will be green. There'll be no rubber down. But as you go through practice, qualifying gets done, and the race starts, the track will take on rubber and visually show.
Yeah.
So you'll actually...
That's cool.
Yeah. The AI cars, the computer can now DNF. Like before, you could have a wreck at like Atlanta, Talladega, Daytona, wherever. A car could flip, barrel roll, and then like they're just at the tail of the field.
Yeah.
They got repaired. And then they said there's going to be a presentation upgrade. I'm not 100% sure what all that means, but it's probably menus and stuff.
Menus, the driver selection, stuff like that.
I'll probably be a degenerate and get the early access.
I'm not paying extra to get on 3 days early.
Well, I know the way that they're going to do it is going to be that if you get the version with early access, you get all the DLC for every month and get all the paint schemes up front and don't have to buy them later. So.
True. Fair point. I wonder what paint schemes they're going to put in the game. Like, because in 25 you have like the Cindric throwback. I'm like, are we gonna have the Cindric Rusty Wallace throwback in there?
I would assume
that would be really cool.
Because last year they had like they did it a month by month basis on what paint schemes got added in different DLC waves, and they did like a whole throwback, like the Darlington throwback weekend. They put them in all series. So I would think with no throwback weekend, they'll try to hit the high points of different throwbacks that were ran this year. Yeah.
But anything else on news? Are we ready to get into this truck race?
Yeah. And these will be very quick recaps because both races, they felt very similar in the way of it was pretty competitive at the beginning, and then it hit that one like turning point of the race, and then one driver just ran off and was to never be heard from again.
Yeah.
So in the truck race, stage one, start of the race, you had Riggs and Hocevar leading the field to green. Hocevar was able to get the lead and keep it. Lap 13, there was a caution for Donovan Strauss. Yeah. He spins off turn 2 from 29th. So then the next restart, again, we have Riggs and Hocevar leading the field to the green. Hocevar is able to get the lead and keep it. That was lap 20. So then fast forward to lap 51, Riggs gets around Hocevar for the lead. And at stage in lap 70, Lane Riggs wins the stage, followed by Hocevar, Chandler Smith, Christopher Bell, and Chase Elliott.
Yeah, both these races felt like there was like one car that was dominating like the stage, and then they just didn't have the long run speed, and there was just someone someone who you expect to be the leader. And not saying that you didn't expect Hocevar to lead
But
at a short track in the truck, but like Lane Riggs. Let's be real.
front row as a whole on short tracks, they were going to find their way up front at some point. Lap 75, all lead lap trucks except for Jake Garcia pit. He pitted at the first caution. So then he leads the field to green with Lane Riggs on lap 82. He keeps the lead until lap 98. Hocevar runs him up the track a little bit and clears him for the lead. Lap 119, Luke Baldwin spins off turn 4 from 26th. After a little bit of contact with SVG as the leaders were lapping. Lap 122, all the lead lap trucks except for Ty Majeski, Andres Perez, Grant Enfinger, Ben Rhodes, and Daniel Hemrick pit. So then you have Majeski and Perez leading the field to green. Majeski is able to keep the lead on lap 129. 138, Hocevar gets a flat tire in turn 2, running 12th, but is able to continue and slowly limp back to pit road, allowing the stage to run out under green. And Majeski wins stage 2, followed by Chandler Smith, Ben Rhodes, Christian Eckes, and Stuart Friesen. Then stage 3. Chandler Smith and Christian Eckes lead the field to green, with Chandler Smith clearing for the lead, and at which point he is never to be heard from again because 17 laps into the run, lap 169, he has a 2.3 second lead and had led 24 laps so far in this race, which is the most that he'd led since Bristol in April of 2025. Lap 192, he had a 5-second lead, and everybody in the top 5 was a truck regular. The highest non-truck regular was SVG in 6th. Lap 210, Lane Riggs is able to get into 2nd. Was not able to do anything or really even close in the gap. Lap 230, SVG makes his way into 3rd. And then on lap 250, Chandler Smith wins by 8.5 seconds, which is the largest margin of victory on a short track in Truck Series history. Yeah,
just talk about the weekend that SVG had.
Yeah. So again, to throw it over to conversations that were had at Nashville. I think the truck race was more surprising than the Cup race for me, just because his limited experience in the trucks.
Yeah.
But the way that he is able to save tires and conserve his equipment over the long runs made sense that he was going to have a good weekend at North Wilkesboro, where that was gonna help. And seeing him run 3rd in the trucks gave you hope for Sunday.
Yeah.
And I mean, boy, did he live up to that.
But yeah.
Your top 10, Chandler Smith and Lane Riggs 1-2, which I think this is back-to-back years that they finished 1-2 in this race. Maybe. I can't remember. SVG in 3rd, Christian Eckes in 4th, Landon Lewis in 5th, Gio Ruggiero in 6th, Chase Elliott in 7th, Stuart Friesen in 8th, Corey Heim in 9th, and Ty Majeski in 10th. This also broke the 30 or 40 race streak in which Corey Heim had led at least one lap.
Yeah. Honestly, like, I didn't watch this race live. I just watched the highlights, but like,
he was
kind of forgot he was there.
He was a non-factor. It was the most human that I genuinely feel like I've ever seen him in a truck race, or at least since like KBM days. Like being real young early on.
Yeah. Anything else on truck? Or are you ready to get in the Cup?
We can move on to Cup.
So, Cup qualifying was rained out because of rain, obviously.
That's how that works?
Yeah. Believe it or not, that's crazy, isn't it?
Wild. Out because of rain?
Yeah. Sorry. But so Ryan Blaney is your pole sitter, but he has to go and make some unapproved adjustments. Yippee. So he starts from the back of the field.
Really?
So, yeah. But I will say, from starting in the back of the field, his finishing position, wild that was.
Yeah.
I mean, he was who I really thought would win this race. I don't even remember who I picked last week, to be so real with you.
We both picked Blaney.
Okay, I thought so. But yeah, like I really thought this was going to be his race. And
if he would have started up front, I think it would have been.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I agree.
I mean, easy to say, hindsight's 2020, but
yeah. So lap 1, Christopher Bell leads from the inside, Ty Gibbs on the outside. Gibbs clears for the lead off of turn 2. Hocevar takes the second off of turn 4. Lap 2, Ross Chastain, who had he failed tech like
3 times.
Serves his drive-through penalty for multiple pre-race inspections falling 1 lap down.
Rip
To his season, honestly.
Yeah.
It's just not been a good year for him at all.
Trackhouse as a whole. Unless you're SVG.
Lap 12, Christopher Bell passes Carson Hocevar for second. In turn 4, Reddick and Eric Jones battle side by side for fourth. Lap 28, at 28, Tyler Reddick gets by Eric Jones for fourth. Ty Gibbs leads by about a second over Christopher Bell. Lap 34, I think Logano started like 11th and had already made his way up to fourth. This is important for later on. You'll find out. Yeah. Lap 40, there's a caution for John Hunter Nemechek, who spins in turn 2 after contact with Zane Smith, battling for 31st. Yeah.
Wild. The man who has so much beef with Carson Hocevar that talks so much smack about him at all times is consistently bringing up the rear of the field,
literally
wrecking while Hocevar is up front.
Yeah.
So, not that I don't like him, but it's just so funny to me.
Yeah.
Like, you start this beef and then you fall off the face of the earth.
Yeah, literally. So, with the caution on lap 42, all lead lap cars pit except for Denny Hamlin, who's in 7th. Ty Gibbs gets off pit road first, followed by Christopher Bell and SVG. All of those guys took 2 tires. Logano is the first car off pit road that took 4, and he's in 5th. So when Larson was coming to pit road,
it was when he's leaving his box.
Oh, yeah, you're right. My bad. He's leaving his box. He makes pretty heavy contact with Connor Zilic.
Yeah. Which that's 110% on Cliff Daniels and the spotter.
Yes.
Like
100%. I mean, they talked about on the broadcast how hard it is to spot there.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, Cliff sitting on the box watching it.
He should have said something.
I mean, it's like, not to try to bore everyone and throw comparisons of different motorsports in at every juncture, but like in F1, there's literally penalties for unsafe pit releases. Like, it is your responsibility to make sure that your car goes when it is safe and that you're not going to make contact or put anybody in harm's way. And like, this would be a situation where, like, you know, that's an unsafe release. You should have been watching and paying attention, because I mean, what is Zilic supposed to do? Do you just want him to stop and let you out? Like, he still has to pit.
Yeah. So Larson comes back to pit road after that contact because there was a broken wheel from the contact. So on the restart, Denny Hamlin leads from the outside, Ty Gibbs on the inside. Denny Hamlin gets a jump and clears for the lead on the front stretch. SVG moves to second as Michael McDowell and Ty Gibbs battle for third. Lap 51, SVG gets to the lead, and he literally says over the radio, he's like, "All right, I'm leading. What the fuck do I do now?" Like,
yeah,
hearing that soundbite, I was like, that is so funny.
He, you know, We've talked in the logical place that a lot of people think he'll get his first win is going to be like Atlanta or Charlotte, probably his 2 strongest tracks. But like, I think that this shows multiple things. One, his driving ability and talent, but 2, that he also can win at like a tire wear race, like a short track, even like somewhere where you have to take care of your equipment. But I think the big thing is, like, we need some sort of shakeup in how qualifying is determined. Because just because SVG has a bad week and then he has to go out and qualify early and then he starts, like, it's a never-ending cycle of, if you have one bad week, you are severely penalized for the next few weeks until you can get a decent finish.
Yeah.
Like, go off honors points.
Something. Yeah.
Random draw, even. I don't know. No, it would need to be owner's point. Something to reward the people that consistently run up front. Because even like you could have Denny Hamlin, your points leader, wreck out of a race and then have to go earlier on than he should in qualifying and get penalized essentially for having that bad race the week before, which I'm not saying that you should just be rewarded even though you have, but I think you know where I'm going or what I'm trying to say.
I get what you're saying.
Because like these cars are such a track position race that like if you start towards the back, it can be very difficult to make your way to the front.
Definitely.
But like give this man track position and he can hang.
Yeah, that's the thing, because he ended up leading like, dang it, I was trying to see if the top 10 had the laps led, but it does not. He led like 50 or so laps.
So if I remember some of the numbers right that John was telling me on Sunday, he spent 99.8% of the race, I think, in the top 5.
Yeah.
His average running position was like 4.5, and he led like 10% of the race.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
I mean, easily career day.
Yeah.
Like, has he went out and led pretty much every lap of a road course race multiple times? Yes.
Yeah.
But that honestly was expected.
Mm-hmm.
This was nowhere near an expectation. Yeah. This was severely overachieving.
And I mean, the dude was up there throwing blocks, like getting runs, like he
wasn't racing like he didn't know how to race up front. Like, you know, like he looked natural.
Yeah, 100%. So lap 80, we have the end of stage 1, which Ty Gibbs wins by like
maybe a fender.
Yeah, a very last minute pass off of turn 4.
SVG.
I did too. So lap 85, all lead lap cars pit. Ty Gibbs gets off first, followed by Joey Logano and SVG. And Ty Gibbs is penalized for too fast entering pit road, so back the line for him.
Womp.
Lap 92 on the restart, Logano leads from the outside, SVG inside. Logano clears for the lead off of turn 2, and SVG goes to second, and Hamlin and Hocevar are battling it out for third. Now, this is the point where we go to 2 cars versus each other.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Basically, Logano versus Denny.
Yeah.
And then lap 183, there's a caution for Alex Bowman and Tyler Reddick and make contact as Alex Bowman tries to come to pit road off of turn 2. And like, okay, so I kind of thought about the whole bozo of the week thing this week.
It is 110% Alex Bowman.
Okay. Yeah.
There's no way to there's no way to convince me otherwise on this. And here's the logic behind it. You could even just say it's the whole 48 team.
Yeah.
Because spotter, crew chief, and driver were all like, yeah, we're pitting.
From the outside lane.
From the racing line, from the outside lane. Like, those are not long straightaways.
No.
You don't need to be up next to the wall and try to come to pit road.
Yeah.
But then when they come over the radio and they're like, oh, my bad, man. Like, that's on us. And he's like, no, I was like, essentially to, put it in my own words, he basically was like, I was pitting there either way.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. What do you mean? And do I still think that we would have had a similar amount of cars a lap down? Yeah.
Yeah.
But this screwed the whole Hendrick Motorsports camp royally.
Yeah, because y'all
so much of the field.
Y'all had, what was it, 4? All of your cars finished 2 laps down.
Yeah, it was the first time since Hendrick Motorsports expanded to a 4-car team that every car finished 2+ laps down.
Yeah,
because I mean, obviously, it's in the middle of a pit cycle, and then you just have a team-wide brain fart.
Yeah, and literally.
I mean, the one thing I was happy about with that whole ordeal is that, like, Suarez didn't get a commitment line violation. Because I genuinely watching that, I'm like, they're going to ruin him.
Yeah, that was kind of the thought I had.
He could have done any different, and I'm glad that they used the 2 brain cells. It feels like the control tower shares sometimes, and they were like, he had to do that.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's either that or get into a wreck. But after that, we just go back to Logano versus Denny. It's like a constant hunt down kind of thing.
Yeah.
And Joey Logano remembers how to drive a race car. Apparently, he didn't lose all of his race car power with his hair. Oof. Yeah, I'm trying to think of any more ball jokes. Mr. Clean.
I mean, I will say, looking at the top 10, it's not shocking the amount of Toyotas. The Fords are surprising.
Yeah.
And the lack of Chevys, which again, arguably the strongest Chevy team, especially when it comes to short tracks, all got royally screwed by one member. Yeah.
So your top 10 was Denny Hamlin, Chase Briscoe, Ty Gibbs, SVG, Bubba Wallace, Fred Keselowski, Todd Gilliland, Daniel Suarez, Ryan Preece, and in 11th, I'm going to bring this up, Ryan Blaney.
Yeah.
Who started at the very back of the field.
Which I want to look at something real quick. Because everybody at Hendrick finished 2 laps down, right? Mm-hmm. So then we go look. Blaney finished 11th, 2 laps down.
Yeah, that's the thing also. It's so 6th was there were only 6 cars that finished on the lead lap.
Yeah.
So
SVG, okay, so you look at the top 6, Logano, Hamlin, Briscoe, Gibbs, SVG, Bubba Wallace. What is a polar bear doing in the top 6?
Exactly.
Because if you were to tell me that 6 cars finished on the lead lap of a race like this, even after watching the truck race, I don't know if I would have considered SVG to be in that, but that's wildly impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, that ties his best finish in the Cup Series.
For an oval.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. You shouldn't have to say that, but
yeah, I mean,
the purist will come after.
Brad, not that shocking, honestly, because Unk still got it when it comes to, I mean, it's like Logano. It's like some of these people where it's like, just get into a driver's race where there's tire wear, where you have to manage stuff, like they come back.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Anything else on North Wilkesboro, or are we ready to move on to next week?
Okay, so oh my God, I don't want to just blanked on this. Kenny Wallace, maybe? No, who was it? Kyle Petty, that's who it was. They were talking about, should North Wilkesboro be on the schedule every single year? Should it be a points race year in, year out?
100%.
Kyle Petty said, well, it's kind of like ice cream. It's good, right? But if I eat ice cream every day, or I eat cake every day, or it was some sweet comparison.
I see where he's going.
He's going with it. But for the love of God, if we have a good race, and I promise you this, in the moment I was not super happy, and I wasn't like, this was a fantastic race, I loved and enjoyed this because Joey Logano won. But at the end of the day, you have to sit there and reflect, because to call out the NASCAR fan base as a whole, they don't run them like they used to. They don't make cars like this was a vintage NASCAR race.
100%.
Like, you go back to the 90s when they ran at these short tracks. This was like a 90s short track race. Yeah. There were a few cars on the lead lap. Mm-hmm. There were not many cautions. Like,
it was just good, hard race.
What do you want NASCAR to do?
Let's be real.
I mean, most people are complaining because Logano.
Yeah, that's 100% why. Because if Chase Elliott won this race, no shade to you at all, but everybody would be talking about this race a lot differently. If Hocevar won this race, people would be talking about it a lot differently.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree, but it's like, a lot of people want stages gone. Okay, well then you think to some races, what bunches the field back up for entertainment value and doesn't strand a lot of cars down a lap or two down, like stages. So if we're going to sit here as a fan base and complain about this, but we also want stages to be gone, like just sit back and take a look in the mirror and think about it.
Yeah.
I want stages gone. I'm fine with it being like a Kansas race where you have 12 cars on the lead lap at the end of it, because those are the 12 best cars. Those are the 12 cars that can run the fastest. We don't need a crap ton of cautions at every race. We don't have to bunch the cars back up. Like, it is not any less fun or enjoyable or any less great of a race when you have a full fleshed out tire strategy, multiple stints where somebody undercuts here, somebody runs long. Tires somebody's on older tires holding up people. You're on fresher tires. Like, there's so many good things to come out of it.
Yeah. No, I agree.
So like, this was definitely one though where at first I like found myself falling into that hole of like the typical NASCAR fan. I was like, this race sucked. But then I was like, no, I'm just saying that because I didn't get to watch the IndyCar race at the scheduled time. And then I get to the hotel and I start watching it. And then I feel like I wasted my night and could have went to bed earlier because Logano dominated. Like, it's just one of those.
Yeah.
That's all it ended up being.
100% agree with you.
Now, points wise, we're kind of at the point of the year where like there's not huge changes, you know?
Yeah.
Like, Chase Elliott is 5th, Ty Gibbs is 4th, Blaney's 3rd, Reddick's 2nd, Hamlin's 1st. But Hamlin has opened up a 68-point lead over Reddick.
Yeah.
Blaney is only 87 down. So, like, top 3 being within 90 points of each other, we could have a race to the end of Daytona to who is the regular season champion.
Yeah.
And if I had to put money on it, I would almost go with Blaney because I would genuinely think being in third, 87 points down, he would have the longest odds. But I like that there's Daytona at the end. He always shows up to Summer Daytona.
Yeah.
We're going to tracks that'll be good for him. Now, like Indy this weekend, I would not be surprised if Hamlin or Reddick won. I will say that. But, like, that's good. And then it's kind of shaping up now for somehow, some way, Penske might sneak all 3 cars in.
Yeah. It's crazy how, like, 1 week seems like it'll change that.
Yeah, but I mean, like, that's how close everything is from, like, 15th to 20th, because I believe Logano is, like, 18th in points until this race.
Yeah.
Now he's 15th. Now, on the flip side, there is still the chance that we leave North Wilkesboro and Joey Logano looks irrelevant all over again.
And he drops back out,
Like, Cindric is not making the chase. I hate to be that guy, but he is 16th, and he has Eric Jones right behind him, who consistently runs better and is in a Toyota. He has Ryan Preece in 18th, who usually
we're heading to some tracks that are his bread and butter.
Yeah, I mean, Eric Jones for sure is jumping Cindric, and I still wouldn't be surprised if Logano finds a way to fall out of it.
Yeah,
and you get Jones and Preece in. I want to say that with the way SVG's running right now, he feels safe. But even he's not that safe. He's only 5 points over Logano.
Yeah.
Bubba has fallen all the way to 13th.
Yeah.
And then your worst Hendrick car. Now, I realize somebody's going to come for me on this one and say, the worst Hendrick car is Alex Bowman. Alex Bowman does not count this year. Fight me.
Yeah, I agree.
He missed so many. The worst Hendrick car who has started every race is Byron in 12th, who still has no wins. He has 4 top 5s and 9 top 10s. When his teammates are 5th and 6th, outperforming him.
Yeah. Yeah. Shaping up to be an interesting rest of the season.
Yeah.
Because we have till the chase starts, what, 6 more races?
1, 2, 3. Hold on. Indy is 1. I didn't click on that. Indy's 1, Iowa's 2, Richmond's 3, New Hampshire's 4, Daytona's 5.
Okay, so 5 more races.
Going to be a good stretch of races because Indy. Let's see if I know ball. Indy, Toyota.
Okay.
Coin flip. Denny or Reddick. Iowa, this feels very Blaney.
Yeah.
Richmond, Toyota, maybe Austin Dillon. Who knows? He might be Puxtawny Phil or whatever and pop out one time for the year. New Hampshire could be Blaney. New Hampshire's kind of, other than Daytona, the wild card of this.
Yeah.
Because, like, if we go off of what we just saw at Wilkesboro, it's either going to be a Ford or a Toyota. And then, Daytona's the wild card, but, like...
Yeah, obviously.
I'm just so glad that we don't lose the points battle because of winning you're in going to Daytona at the end. Like, was that enjoyable? Yes, for a little bit. Did it run its course? Absolutely.
Yes.
Because you would be talking the whole race. There are 7 points separating 15th to 18th. This line gets stacked up. Now he's in.
Then here comes Harrison Burton winning the race.
And then it's like, oh.
About that.
Yeah, so everything that we talked about all race doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
All right. You want to do picks?
All right, we'll briefly go next, like the
oh, yeah, I forgot about that. My bad.
So, in the next gen era, 22 and 23 were ran on the road course, so we're not including those. 2024 was Kyle Larson winning, and 2025 was Bubba Wallace winning.
So, picks. And then we'll do paint schemes. It's a little easier on editing.
Yeah, that works.
Cool. Picks. For trucks at IRP, I went with Lane Riggs. So original.
Yeah.
Would you like to say your truck pick?
Lane Riggs.
Yep.
So original.
Yep.
I mean, coming off of a week where he was the only one that felt like he potentially had anything for Chandler Smith.
Yeah.
I mean.
So O'Reilly's, I went with Corey Day. I feel like what? Why are you looking at me like that?
I was just looking. So this is just straight feeling? Straight vibes?
Like, I just feel like he's due for another win.
Yeah, I could see it. I mean, and I feel like with him being as close to Larson as he is, he'll get some knowledge.
Yep.
I'm going with Sam Mayer. It's straight vibes, it's a straight feeling, no facts, no stats. He's had so much speed all year and never been able to put together a full race, whether it was an issue with the car, whether it was a wreck, whether it was pit road problems, whatever. It feels like one of those races. Like, I didn't want to be like Allgaier.
Yeah.
But
no, I get what you're saying.
It feels like one of the races where Allgaier might not win, and it could be kind of a wild card on who's actually able to get it done.
Yeah, very true. Cup, I went with Bubba Wallace. I feel like after the line violation at Atlanta, and he's ran pretty decent.
Yeah.
So, and he won here last year. So,
yeah.
That's why I went with him. Yo, Tone.
Denny Hamlin.
Yeah, I mean, that I also didn't want to have two of the same picks as you, so.
Yeah. And this isn't like to throw shade at Bubba or anything, but I just don't see this falling to be a back-to-back year track for Bubba. Like,
yeah,
I just think, like, yes, he does drive a Toyota, and that is going to help a lot because the Toyotas this year are a lot stronger to me than the Toyotas were last year. So that's going to be a big difference in this race.
Yeah.
But to me, unless Reddick or Hamlin like have an issue and then it just opens up, I just don't. It's gonna be Reddick or it's gonna be Hamlin because they're both gonna be pushing so hard due to, if Hamlin wins and Reddick doesn't have a good day, that's almost a too big of a gap to make up.
Yeah.
But if Reddick, they're just so tight in points that they're gonna have to come out and win to really start making a difference.
Yeah. No, I totally get that. All right, ready to go on to some paint schemes?
Yeah, I see that we
we
had very similar here as well.
let's start with least favorite because we don't share those, but we kind of do at the same time.
Yeah.
You can go first.
All right, so my least favorite was Austin Dillon's Tree car. I prefer the one that they normally run.
Yeah.
And then also it was kind of like they did why am I blanking? Like yin and yang, is that?
Yeah.
Like
Kinda.
So I greatly prefer Ty Dillon's Tree car over Austin Dillon's Tree car.
My least favorite is Ty Dillon's Tree car.
Yeah.
I don't like the orange on this. I just don't.
Yeah.
It just doesn't hit. Which also, like, majority of the cars were kind of mid this week.
Yeah, I was about to say.
So it was honestly kind of tough picking a least favorite.
I think that my thought process behind the two was I liked the like goldish orange number more, and it being a predominantly like dark gray and black with that like blue base than Austin Dillon's, who has that like goldish orange on the car with that bright blue 3.
Yeah. No, I mean,
I thought the colors flowed better, but sorry. But
No, you're good.
Either way, I don't really love either of them.
Yeah. it just doesn't hit.
Yeah.
It doesn't. And then our favorite for this week. This is still, in my opinion, a mid car, but it is my favorite.
Something about the colors on it.
The colors do look cool. Eric Jones, Dollar Tree, Ziploc, right? Yeah. Car. The colors look cool together, but I do think that just this week, all around, just mid paint schemes, all around.
I mean, we have the Wendy's car again.
Wendy's car is not bad. I like that one.
But I will say I genuinely do really like the Dollar Tree like Ziploc car, because it was a very midweek top to bottom. But like, to beat out the Wendy's car, it has to be a very solid car.
True. Fair point there.
Other than that, I mean, Chris Buescher's Minute Rice car is not bad.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's not like my absolute favorite or anything. But I mean, past those three, it's kind of just like...
That's like how I feel about Eric Jones's car. Like, it's my favorite for this week for sure, but it's just kind of like, it's the least of the mid. You know what I mean? To me.
I see what you're saying.
To me. That's me. But that's why we have different picks, or we're allowed different opinions. You know what I mean? Either way. Anything else for this week? I'm glad we got to do that on the episode this week and didn't have to do our little separate video thing. Even though I did feel like that the separate video thing turned out really well. Thank you to Lily, Blake's girlfriend, for bringing up that song over the Atlanta weekend.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this will be perfect. So, and for some reason, that song on TikTok was so loud. I had to when I was editing it, I had to bring the volume down to like a sliver for it to actually, like, you to be able to hear us. And we were at like 200%. Either way, that's a little inside baseball for you when I go and edit TikToks. Baseball. Yeah, just the next sport we'll talk about on here. Baseball. No, I'm joking.
Don't talk bad about baseball.
I'm not talking bad about it.
Don't talk bad about baseball.
We already made them listen to us talk about IndyCar and soccer.
But if you do have the opportunity and you live near somewhere that hosts an IndyCar event, 10 out of 10 would recommend. Great experience. Also, one thing I'll be doing next time I go, I never made my mind up and kind of just said, whatever, I'll do it next time. You can buy a garage, like, all access pass for $70 for race day.
Wow. That's wild.
And like, go walk through the garage, walk up and down pit road, meet drivers, like $70. And I believe for Saturday and Sunday, I think it was like 110, 120.
That's not bad at all.
No.
Not bad at all. But anything else for this week? Or are we good?
Nope.
Cool.
We are A-okay.
All right, guys. Well, this has been the Checkered Chat. I'm Justin.
I'm Blake.
You guys can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, and you can't forget about it,
Audible.
We will see you guys next week. Bye.